Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we've got a new version of RAKDOS BEATDOWN from Tommi. This one's called RAKDOS BEATDOWN V6. I'm trying to get the V6 to show, but it's not really popping up there. Version 6. Out fresh today. Do you think it has what it takes to be even better than V5? Stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host. And while I might be a doctor, I'm not a medical doctor, so stop sending me pictures of your infected junk. Doctor, you can't suck it. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can't suck it. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by Tommi. It is RAKDOS BEATDOWN V6, version 6. So yeah, I've become a big fan of Tommi's RAKDOS Beatdown decks, and I think he even made... it was on my top 5 favorite decks that came out a couple days ago. It was one of those. So when I saw V6, I got very excited. Now, the big thing is it's not a huge change from version to version. In this case, it looks like we lost Alcatraz, the Bat God, whatever that guy's name really is. And we got Gix's Command instead. Other than that, we have pretty much the same kind of deck. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the difference goes. Because the big difference is the Bat God, I believe, has lifelink and forcing people to discard and is a flying creature. In this case, we have the ability to wipe out big creatures, destroy each creature of power 2 or less, return guys from my graveyard to my hand, and putting popo counters on one creature and giving it lifelink, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of value in Vix's Command, and as Tommi likes to say, he works great with Archfiend of the Dross, meaning specifically what I'm taking from it is, destroy each creature with power 2 or less. Archfiend of the Dross does 2 points of damage each time an opponent's creature dies. You could potentially win the game between those 2 cards alone. The other thing I like about it is the fact that if Archfiend of the Dross is in your graveyard, he gets out there and he gets killed, you could wipe out their board and then return them back to your hand so you can play them on the next turn. Yeah, Gix's Command has got a lot of value into it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that change affects RAKDOS Beatdown. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards really quick. We'll talk a little bit how the deck should work, and then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, so what we got? We got Creature Kill. We got Duress. I don't remember Duress being a V5, but maybe it was there. Anyways, this is a discard. You get to look at their hand, which is what I like, and force them to discard a non-creature, non-land card. Here's another discard guy, kind of, but it's any non-land card. So you have a lot of good hand hate straight off the bat. Just 1 of that and 4 of that, so 5 total. Interesting. All right, Creature Kill. Guy that you could pull back from the graveyard. Self-recursion, that's what I'm looking for. This guy's got a ton of value as he puts out a blood token, but then if you have more blood tokens out, you do double the number of double of blood tokens as -X. Until to a target creature. You got to sacrifice your guy to do it, but sometimes it's well worth it. Death Touch guy that pops out vampire babies and potentially lets you draw cards. This guy gives himself and then later on everybody else haste, because there's nothing better than a hasty Archfiend of the Dross who comes right out for 6/6 flying straight out of the gate if you got the hasty guy out. Otherwise, he is slow Archfiend of the Dross. Still, anytime another creature dies, that's 2 points of damage to your opponent. One of his creature dies, that is. Sheoldred the Apocalypse. Whenever they draw a card, they lose 2 life. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. And we already talked about Gix's Command. We got Mirrex puts out the little toxic babies, Manland, and basically and some more Manlands right there, and the ability to turn creatures from your graveyard to your hand. All right, so that's it. That's what we got as far as cards. What are we going to do? We're going to control the board. We're going to control their hand. We're going to curve our way up until we can hopefully get some hasty super dudes out, beat them down. If things start getting out of control, we use Gix's Command to fine-tune the board the way we like it, and then just maintain our control and super levels of oppression. All right, so before we go out, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of our hearts, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, we're playing against Booze. As one does. What do we got? We got 2 mana. Let's see if we can make this work. All right, let's go after his hand. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's pick on Phoenix Chick. Pump and just walk around a little bit. Come on, googly eyes. There we go. All right, so 3. Let's get us into Phyrexians at that particular point. Let's nail this guy a little bit. Wink. And in for 1. All right, we still got to go throat left wide open. We get to 5. Jake's command should be good against these jerks. This guy's going full on haste, though. He's going Gruul haste. I love a good Gruul haste deck. I want to show him what haste is. And I know he'll appreciate it. Alright, draw your stupid card. Yes! You know who's got haste now? That guy. Down to 7. Man, Reckless Stormseeker and Archfiend of the Dross are the shiz. Your puny little damage does not help you at all. And we win in your face. Man, I feel bad putting that one down, but in your face. All right, playing against Am 675. 4 mana, 1 guy. Alright, so we're just playing against mono red aggro. Let's see what he puts on next. Because I tell you, Phoenix Chick's not that much of a threat. But I do like to take it out of the air. Because it's a nice holder for Monstrous Rage. He's got a 3rd one going. Alright, I'll kill that guy right there. Suck it. You can suck it, Phoenix Chick. Let's see. Number 2. Man, I think I need to go a little faster than that, unfortunately. Let's put out the Bloodtithe Harvester. Archfiend's going to be great. It just, we got to spend all of our time getting to it. 5 can't... Red can't do 6 points of damage in 1 card. Of course, they could have 2 cards. All right, go for throat. These guys are 4s. Let's put this guy out slow then. Let's attack. You still go for the throat if you try to put out a creature. Manland might be really nice to go after. I'm not going to kill Will's Phoenix chicks. Unless they start getting all enchanty or, you know, pumped somehow. Then we'll take them out. They get popped in the face. That dude's got a lot of mana. He's got, what, 5 right now? Alright, there's who we got to kill. Death. I'm going to Archfiend to the Dross next turn. Take Chandra off the board. You'd have to tap it to be able to get it out there. He wouldn't be able to block anything. There you go. I know that's a little embarrassing. Okay, now if any of your creatures die, there we go. The game's over. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, we're playing against Mario. Four mana. All right, 2, 3, 5. Here's number 2. Packed with value. Bloodtithe Harvester is your favorite breakfast treat. All right, and here's a nice creature. Would love to talk to the spellbook vendor. This guy's getting awfully clingy, and I don't appreciate it. I'll wait to see what happens on the next turn. We can shoot something in the head. We'll go and shoot. Yeah, he's just playing White Exile like crazy. Okay, we're up with the double blood tokens, which means we kill something that goes up to 4 for toughness. A lot like that one. Gix's command could wipe his board, which is what we're going to do. Or we could wait a little bit longer by just peeling things off right now. And here we go for 3. Ooh, you got a single card in your hand and you're looking at your graveyard. That's not cool. I have any creatures worth dealing with there, huh? Alright, well, I can pop some babies, some might babies out. And by some, 1. How you doing looking at my hand? You enjoying it? You're going to pick Gix's command. That means I'm going to need 7. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at that 7. He can't block, and he's about to get wiped out by Giggs' command, but you never know what's about to happen. Maybe I'll get another creature kill. You know what I'm going to do? Let's put Lifelink and this guy. Because you know what I don't really care about? Hopeful Initiate. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, we do have the Foundry out there. I'm surprised he didn't pop out and just kill my Forgeling for that. Still no creatures in the graveyard, so Abandoned Mire is not going to be bringing anybody back from the swamp. Oh, what a jerk. All my dudes are in his enchanted clutches. One. That's it, huh? I should be able to do much better than that. Okay, well, let's pop this. Come on, we can do better than this. Let's not do something awesome. That's okay. Where's my Sheoldred at? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, well, if I do this, I can wipe everybody off the board. Let's just go in for the attack. Get a little poison in there. Who are you gonna pick? That's who. Alright, so he's top decking. I'm top decking. At least I got a guy. He's got himself his man land. He's got a bunch of them. I should just kill it off. It's going to die one way or the other, isn't it? Alright, gone. Let's see what I get to draw now. Uh-huh. Okay, he's putting it out. Cool. Cool, man. Alright, so I need 3 to do that. I don't have the mana for it. Oh, no! Yes! Alright, no attacks. You can just suck it. Of course, this is going to be able to, what, ossify again? One, two, and we're done. I guess I could have attacked. What would he have done? Nothing. And we win! Suck it, you exiling mono-white suckerfish. Alright, we're playing against Circle B Unbroken. I figure I could live through a turn without shooting somebody in the head. It turned out not to be the case. Alright, 3. Let's just kill that. And then let's kill that. That was fun. There, that felt very aggro. That was a perfect turn 2. Or 3, I guess. Life gain. Should we just try to ignore him? Oof. Alright. He's going to try to pump that thing like nuts. He doesn't have it in him. That's 4. I'm just going to let it go. He's going to pump. That's what he wants to do. You have it again, a little bit. What is that? Ward 1. All right, there you go. Shoot it. Down by 2. And let's leave our Tenacious D back. I mean, if he can hold me back, that's good for him. Wait, like I say, did he have first strike, really? All right, let's win the game. Oh, I don't have enough mana. All right, fine. Let's get ourselves some life. Force him to kill himself. How does it feel? There we go. All right, so I got to kill him next turn. Otherwise, Archfiend's killing me. Now I got 2 turns. That's not going to help you, my friend. You got your life. Here comes Archfiend. There we go. In your face, you double striking jerk monkey. All right, we're playing against Arkon. Deep. All right, Blackcleaves. Nice and fast. Do the same thing. Bloodtithe Harvester. This guy's playing slow mana. That's good. Unfortunately, that usually means they're playing a little control-y, which I'm not a big fan of. Hopefully our aggroness is going to be enough to kick his booty. Zip our creatures. We'll get him for 6. All right, we'll be able to kill a couple things. We just have to clear the board. Put in 6 at a time. There we go. That's not going to be in our way at all. We'll let it slide for a second. All right, we wolfed out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's number 5 for him. You need 7 to be able to get the Stomper stomping. Six. All right, let's Super Wolf, as one does, for 13. All right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Victory! Here we are looking at RAKDOS Beatdown version 6. Version 6. It was a great deck. I always enjoyed a good RAKDOS Beatdown deck. This one ended up earning me a 64% win rate. 64. That's some decent numbers right there. That's 2 out of every 3 games being won. Thing is it didn't do as well as V5 did for me. And why is it? Now, the big thing is that Gix's command was added, and Gix's command has got a lot of great things going for it. It's able to essentially like wipe the board, or at least really put a ink into your opponent's board state, right? As long as they're not playing like a lot of really big creatures, and you can wipe out all the little dudes and get rid of at least one of their big dudes, and then you've got the ability to come and do whatever you need to do. I ended up using it a lot. And beside that, it should have been good. It should have been a good switch out. We took out, what is it? Alcatraz. And all Alcatraz does, he was flying. And I think he had lifelink. And he had the ability to force people to discard cards. For some reason, the Alcatraz version of this deck felt so much better to me. Could it just be whoever I was playing with against? That they was just easy to play against. But in this deck, I was playing against a lot of people that were like playing the same kind of thing. A lot of creature kill. Like I couldn't keep a creature out on the board. I mean, for a lot of what I was doing, I put something out, dead. Put another guy out, dead. Put a guy out, that dead. It was getting kind of nasty. It just could be that the meta's changing a little bit. I'm not sure what it is. So this deck is whatever 99 or 95% the same deck as V5. I didn't feel like it was better. I felt like it was slightly worse. Now, I don't know why. It seems like Gix's command in exchange for the other creature should be fine. Thing is, Gix's command is a one-shot deal. It just has a lot of good value to it. The other one is just that flying and lifelink. I gotta say, there's just a lot keeping that thing in play. As long as he stays on the battlefield, he keeps, you get like 4 points of life every turn. So, I'm not sure this is really a trade up from V5. I think I like V5 better, but it was great being able to play with a new version and just seeing how the difference between the decks go. That being said, let's get to this one. All right, who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? Who was the one I was looking for the most? It was always going back and forth between Archfiend of the Dross and Sheoldred of the Apocalypse. Those were the two cards I kept wanting to get one way or the other. But Reckless Stormseeker is just such a beast. I gotta say, that's probably the one card that makes everything so much better, which is the real qualification for your MVP card. The reason why is just because Sheoldred and Archfiend of the Dross work so much more awesome when they have haste, and Reckless Stormseeker just passes that out willy-nilly, like it's Molly at a concert, right? So, yeah, I'm going to give it to Reckless Stormseeker. Even though Archfiend of Dross and Sheoldred are what I wanted to get, having Reckless Stormseeker out made them so much better. So Reckless Stormseeker, you are the MVP. Congratulations, you are going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? Like I said, 64%. That is well into the competitive range. So I'm going to say yes, it was competitive. Number 2, was this deck fun? It was RAKDOS Beatdown. Absolutely, it was a fun deck. There were times on turn 3 where I was doing tremendous tricksy things. I got a couple of cut downs going up against that mono red, taking things out, going in with Bloodtithe Harvester. That was so fantastic. So, yeah, it was fun. It was fun early. It was fun mid and fun late. There was lots of great things to do across the board. All the time you were doing things. It was tricksy at times. The big thing to me is that cut down. I normally don't put those in my decks because I think that they are turds in your hand. There's so many times that you don't have anything you could do with them. It's fine. They're very early game tricks, and after that, they get kind of spooky. This deck, I guess it seemed fine. I never really had a problem with it. Maybe one time, I think I had a problem where cut downs couldn't do anything, but then I would just throw them away to the blood tokens, right? So anyways, it was a fun deck. There was lots of cool things to do. There you go. Was it interesting? All right, so the problem is that there's nothing tribal about this deck. The weird part is we got Cavern of Souls in here, and I'm thinking, why are we playing Cavern of Souls? None of these creatures really work with each other. I mean, you got vampire and vampire, and then you've got werewolf and a human, but then you got bat, and then you got 2 Phyrexians. So my problem is Cavern of Souls, is like a tribal land, but the only thing that helps you, I guess it helps you get the Phyrexians out. I found that was probably the best thing to do. When I was desperate in a pinch, I had 1 mana and a Cavern of Souls. I was putting it out as a vampire. But yeah, it would only help you get Preacher of the Schism and Bloodtithe Harvester. So this was a weird choice for this deck. It seems like it's a holdover from an olden day, when maybe it was a little bit more tribal in some way. But anyway, so is it interesting? Problem is that, you know, we've seen V5. There's nothing thematic about this deck. It's not terribly interesting in that particular sense. The most interesting about this is watching Tommi make adjustments to his beatdown deck and seeing how it impacts the way the game is played. And that's what made the deck interesting to me. I wanted to see how well that happened, and it was interesting seeing the difference between Gix's Command and Alcatraz, the Flying Bat God. All right, so let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? And the answer is yes. Was the deck fun? Absolutely was. Was it interesting? It was all right. You know, it was worth playing, and I thought it was cool. So I'm not going to give it high marks on the interesting factor there. All right, so as we add that up, that makes it into, let's say, we have a nice straight A. A straight A deck, well worth playing, and totally in the groove. If you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.